So hear me out. We're going to go ahead and continue on with the Celestine prophecy, finish things out with insights 4 through 9. I wanted to more so just focus on the takeaway from the book, the insights, more so than the story on this vlog this time around, because our character John does go through a bunch of hoops and hurdles, twists and turns, meets multiple characters throughout the book that put him on to the insights, a bunch of near-death experiences, a bunch of turmoil, and, you know, being held captured and all these other things. But you know, even though the story is cool, at the end of the day, I still wanted to just more so now focus on the remaining insights, which I feel is the most important, the whole reason we're here for this whole thing. So getting into it, the fourth insight, we were talking about power struggles, and it's the power struggles between people is what the fourth insight is about. It's the conversations that we have with people. Have you noticed that when people are in conversation, that either one of two things or certain things could happen from the conversation? Either the person feels defeated, they feel, weakened from the conversation, they feel drained from the conversation, or they can feel empowered, inspired from the conversation. All that is exchanging of energies. You can notice when we're in a group setting, even when somebody is telling a joke or telling a story and there's multiple people listening to it, people who got the eyes on them, they're have the floor essentially, and everybody is just paying attention to that person. That is energy being given to that person to tell the story. That's all the fourth insight is explaining. It's explaining that it's a power struggle between people, because that's been the whole history in life of humanity, the power struggle of people, the energies exchanging back and forth. And ultimately, in a grand scale of things, it's even with nations, even it's just a power of, or a struggle or conflict of ideals and conflicts of energies. You can even look at an example of when people are about to fight or something like that, where the person's there, the people they're back and forth, and this other person might see a group of people watching, and it's like, oh, I got eyes on me now, so you're getting even more hype, you're getting more hype. That is all an exchange of energy. Another example would be when you're having a conversation with somebody and you notice that this person is always trying to one up all the things you say. Oh yeah, I did this, I did that, I made this much money, blah blah blah. And then the person will say to you, oh yeah, I did that too, or oh, I made more money than that, blah blah blah, or this and that and the third. It's all an exchange of energy, and that is what the fourth insight is about. The fifth insight gets into the actual feeling and sensation of being your higher self, of being connected with the universe. It is the feeling of euphoria, that sensation where everything is like clicking on all cylinders. You're having a good day, everything is cool, and that honestly, that feeling can be attributed to one word called love. And if you notice, when you're in this high vibration, you feel like nothing can go wrong. You feel like everything is great, and that is really what the feeling of love is. You have a love for everything. It's our job then, when we're in that sensation, in that high vibration, to keep that high vibration. We're supposed to conscientiously get ourselves to feel like this all the time. And it's tough. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But it's our job to train ourselves to feel this way all the time. And it's, day-to-day things from people's problems, your own problems, day-to-day life, that kick you out of this feeling of euphoria. But it's our job to stay in that state of mind. Another way to describe it is your appreciation of things, the principle of appreciation. The example that one of the books says is food. Food obviously is an energy source that keeps us alive. So when we have food, you notice that some people will pray before eating, because it shows appreciation for the food that they're about to receive. Because think about it, man, not everybody, unfortunately, in this world has means to eat every day, 3-course meals, eat well. And so if you are a person who, can eat every day, you should be appreciative of that. So the books talks about how, when you're actually even eating, to just take your time, slow down, chew it, get the taste of it, appreciate it. So that is a practical way to feel connected to the energy, or the universe rather, where, appreciation is a principle of how you can stay connected. So it is our task to consciously stay in that state of euphoria if we can. That is what the fifth insight is talking about. The sixth insight is about control dramas. And control dramas kind of does tie back into the fourth insight with the power of struggle, but the control insight is what we do to control everyone's energies. Control dramas are the behaviors that you have learned or obtained and grew up with, honestly, from your family, your parents, the way you were brought up, the way that they were kind of trickles down to the way that you are. That's what the control drama is. The control drama is why we are the way that we are. And it breaks it down to 4 different types of control dramas. You have the poor me, the woe is me, the world is falling, the sky is falling, I'm always complaining about life, this, that, and the third, I don't get treated well. You're always in this negative sort of state of mind. The poor me control drama is how you can control the way people give energy to you to make you feel better. That's a type of control drama. Another control drama is it explains it as being aloof, or by definition would be detached or passive, where you're kind of like, you don't really care, it doesn't really matter either way. And that type of behavior or mindset, you can be shifted either good or bad, doesn't matter. So you have no control of your own person, your own energies. Another type of control drama is the intimidator, which is close to the other control drama, the interrogator. The intimidator is the person who just is the aggressor all the time, just abrasive, just, has to be in the right, in the know all the time. And then you have the interrogator. The interrogator is the person who is always just asking questions just to criticize in the end. Anything that they find out about you, they just want to interrogate just to criticize at the end of the day. So what type of person are you? What type of person or control drama have you grown up with? Extremes as it sounds, if you just give yourself a second to sit back and think about it, what type of person were your parents to you, and are you in fact the type of person that your parents are, because you learn these control dramas? So your higher self needs to just recognize what person that you are, what type of control drama that you might have, and just get a hold of it and try not to control or be controlled. And once you are able to then let go of these control dramas, you can then stay in your higher being and navigate the way you were supposed to navigate and be the person that you're supposed to be. That's what the sixth insight is about. The seventh insight is about, once you have become in your higher being, in your highest self that you can be, in the highest vibrations in your consciousness, you've let go of your control dramas, you've let go of the things that the struggles of energies, you can now then be intuitive and then start to pay attention to everything that comes to you, the people that you meet, your dreams, your daydreams, your thoughts. This is now your time to just now pay attention to it and take what you need from every situation and every person that you come across in that highest vibration. Because when you're in that highest vibration, the law of attraction will then start to play in your favor from the universe. On the inverse of that, when you're in your lowest vibrations and you're always complaining and you're always just in a negative mindset and you don't think anything can get better, please believe nothing will get better, and you will attract the same thing. And when you're in this heightened state of consciousness, when your vibrations are high, you want to always do everything you can to stay there. You get a negative thought or a fear or anything like that, it is your job then to stop that and think of the positive immediately. You have to train yourself to do this. And each time that we have a aha moment that actually helps us grow. We are growing, we are evolving, that we're being the person we're supposed to be. So each time that sort of thing happens, we're moving ahead, and you'll find that we're going to get all of the answers that we're looking for intuitively from other people. And that is what the insight of number seven is talking about. Insight number 8. Insight number 8 is about uplifting others, giving others energy, good vibes. Because if you give the people that you meet on the day-to-day, your friends or even strangers, any person that you encounter, when you're giving your energy and good vibes to other people, it in then turn helps yourself, because it gives them the opportunity to be a better person for themselves and give you the whatever message that they may have and for you to pick up. A passage here from the book that kind of talks about the 8th insight says that energizing you was the best thing we could do for ourselves. Chance encounters do not exist, but how we respond to these encounters determines whether we're able to receive the message. The manuscript says that what we should do instead in that situation is to stop what we're doing, no matter what, and find out the message we have for that person and that person has for us. The manuscript predicts that once humans grasp this reality, our interaction will slow down and become more purposeful and deliberate. When we appreciate the shape and the demeanor of a person, really focus on them until their shape and features begin to stand out and have more presence, we can send them energy, lifting them up. Of course, the first step is to keep our own energy high. Then we can start to flow the energy coming into us, through us, and into the other person. The more we can love and appreciate others, the more energy flows into us. That's why loving and energizing others is the best thing possible that we can do for ourselves. Real projection of energy has no attachment or intention, but both people are just waiting for the message. The 8th insight in the book also warns of, being addicted to other people and relying on other people, though, for your energy. So let's say even if you have relationships or someone you first meet and you become infatuated with them, and it's all good and great, you both have this high energy for each other, but eventually when it does fade, you do become you go back to the control dramas of just pulling from each other's energies. So if someone's always giving you the attention, and that's not necessarily a good thing, because you're not really just connected on your own. The 8th insight also talks about giving your attention to children and how you should treat children, of how you should always do your best to tell them the truth and never lie to them, and always want to do your best to not be an influence to their control drama. And that's what the 8th insight is about, basically how we treat others in regards to the energy that we give to each other to further our own agendas, essentially. The 9th insight, when our main character finally does get to it, it's a bit abstract. It's a bit, like I said, it's a prophecy of what will happen year 3000, of what the people have evolved into, where all this is going. It's a theory that if everybody were to do what these insights are saying, what could possibly happen. So that's what the 9th insight is about. It's about how it could be if everyone were to be at the highest frequency they could possibly be at on a whole, as a global facet. People now have more time to be introspective, and our technologies have surpassed everything. Our technologies handled everything for us, so now we just have the time to focus on ourselves. And we have now been able to focus on nature. Nature is the biggest part of the whole thing. We have set aside just a fraction of the world, the nature, to gain our resources from the trees, the wood, whatnot. But everything else is just for the aesthetics, to heighten everyone's to heighten everyone's vibrations. The Ninth insight prophesizes that everybody will go living their day-to-day life on their own path, on their own journey, what they were supposed to be here for. And the people that they encounter will then give them the messages that they need. They will give the other person the message that they need, and that will be the compensation. You'll be paid for your gift, for your message, and that will be the currency of how we get along in life. That's what it predicts. Everyone will be out to help each other to further along the group. The ninth insight also gets into the abstract thought or theory of how we won't even need our bodies anymore because we're in such high vibrations that everything becomes spiritual and this, that, and the third. It's a theory. I don't really know. It's not really my expertise in things, but the ninth insight is more, like I said, a prophecy, a theory of where it all could go. So when I first started this whole vlog on the Celestine prophecy, I asked the question, where are we going as human society? So unless you know something I don't, and you know how to make it to year 3000 and so forth to tell us how it's going to go, then nobody really knows where we're going in all this. But this is what the prophecy is. So just think, if everybody was on the same page, everybody was in their heightened consciousness, where will we be going? Where will we be going? So that's what this ninth insight is about. And that's basically what the Celestine prophecy is about. Where are we going? That is that book. The next book that we will be getting to next episode will be The Alchemist. It's also another story form. So we'll just go through the story real quick, but pull out the gems and the principles from this book right here. So 12 years ago when I started this journey, it was with the Celestine prophecy. It started to have me open up my mind to different ways of looking at life. So I applied some of these insights, and it in fact started to move the needle a little forward in my consciousness. So when I got to The Alchemist, which is, by the way, the reason I even read this book is because I heard Will Smith say that this was one of the books that he was really moved by. So I was like, hell, let me try it. And then that, got me on to the rest of these books. So when we get done with this book, we'll continue on with these books. I really, really do like how these books are set up, not necessarily in story form. I gravitate to that a little bit more, but we'll get to The Alchemist next in their next vlog. And as always, thank you for tuning in.